The amount of time that I spend in each of the Creatures games really depends on what I'm doing and kind of what's going on. However, for Creatures 1, I usually have various things going on, especially for world updates that I post about. These can only maybe take about 5 or 10 minutes of actual time in the game because there's usually a lot going on, and I kind of feel very connected to what's going on in Creatures 1 and Albia. And if we kind of jump over and see what these two Norns are doing, there's usually something always interesting to keep an eye on. Kid Drop Norn, there's usually some funny things that they say a little bit too. And it's just really fun for me. So usually in Creatures 1, unless I'm doing some sort of project, I'm usually playing for maybe around 20 minutes. Sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little shorter. But it kind of all depends on what's going on within the world when I'm looking to make an update. Unfortunately, Creatures 2 is very buggy for me and usually crashes a lot. It's a very beautiful world, but I just don't play it that much because there are issues, like we're seeing on screen right now with my mouse pointer. Fantastic! But I usually don't play it that much just because I don't feel very connected to the Norns. They're kind of dumb in many ways, that they don't really take care of themselves very well, and there's just a lot of issues with the game, which is a shame because it really is a fun place to explore and it's beautiful, but there's just so many problems with it that I really don't play it. If I do at all, I may be in it for 10-20 minutes tops, just because I'm always worried about what's going to happen to the world. As we're seeing on screen with this is actually a minor bug that I'm seeing. There are a lot of major problems where the game will just crash and you can't even access the world again, which is again a shame because Creatures 2 really is a beautiful place and it's very fun. There are a lot of really awesome breeds, third-party breeds I should say, but for me, this doesn't work. The lightning right there explains it perfectly. And finally, Creatures 3 and Docking Station usually takes up most of my time. I spend probably somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour playing this game each time. And it's not because it's my favorite, actually. It's more because I feel like it's kind of a documentary type feel to it. You kind of feel like you're observing the Norns and Grendels, or anybody else who's living in a world. At least for me, it's kind of just a sort of a field study, if that makes any sense, where it's very fun to watch, but there's not a lot of interaction that goes on between the player and the various creatures in the world. Again, that's my playing style, but I find that I spend a lot of time in Creatures 3 and Docking Station. It is actually kind of fun for me. We actually saw a Norn go into the past seas. And this is actually Artemidae, a live world. So we're going to have to find out what happens with her. But I kind of find that Creatures 1 takes up less time for me, but there's more interaction. But Creatures 3 and Docking Station, I think that it offers up the most in terms of just watching. There's so much stuff to see, just not a lot of interaction between the hand and what's going on in the world. But again, everybody plays differently, and that's just what I like to do.